This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Confluence Health has a difficult new job, balancing out pain with protection.
Get your skates ready. The Moses Lake Ice Rink is tentatively scheduled to open November 9th. Grant County Sheriff's Office Canine Chewbacca will soon be better protected thanks to a donation of a bullet and stab protective vest.
The Ellensburg Bulldogs may have put on a fireworks show at halftime, but the real show was on the field.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News. And it starts now.
Confluence Health has a difficult new job, balancing out pain with protection. Opioid dependency is a national crisis, and it traces its roots to reckless distribution of OxyContin and other powerful painkillers. This year, Confluence Health doctors, clinics, and hospitals developed new prescription guidelines aimed at stopping addiction before it takes hold.
We have this big problem, and the medical community has some culpability in creating it, so we need to be part of the solution.
Dr. David Colby and pharmacy manager Laurel Auberg spent last week hosting town halls in communities around north central Washington, explaining the new policies. As of last spring, Confluence Health in Wenatchee treated about 10 opioid-related emergencies a day. The new rules require Confluence providers to be more hands-on in managing pain.
Our stance on it is for patients that are on things like OxyContin, Ritalin, fentanyl, Vicodin. We're just going to ask patients to be seen every 3 months. And that's to make sure that their pain or whatever condition that we're using these medications for is being treated appropriately and we're following them appropriately.
Other rules are aimed at limiting doctor shopping, in which a dependent patient seeks out multiple prescriptions from different doctors, and, if necessary, monitoring intake with urine samples. Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination, from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at More Furniture in Ephrata.
Get your skates ready. The Moses Lake Ice Rink is tentatively scheduled to open November 9th. The ice rink is located next to the Larson Recreation Center at 610 Yakima Avenue. Admission, including skate rentals, is $5 for children ages 5 to 17 and seniors 65 and up, and $6 for adults. Admission for adults with their own skates is $3, and children and seniors are $2. Children under 4 are free if they have their own skates, and punch cards and season passes are also available for purchase. The rink will be open for public skating from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. City officials say times are subject to change due to weather conditions or scheduling changes. Information and new online registration for Parks and Rec programs offered at the rink, including skating lessons, adult hockey, and clinics, as well as special rink hours, can be found online at mlrec.com. The ice rink is scheduled to remain open through February 24th. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
Grant County Sheriff's Office Canine Chewbacca will soon be better protected thanks to a donation of a bullet and stab protective vest. The vest was provided through a donation from Vested Interest in Canines, a nonprofit organization with a mission to provide protective vests and other assistance to law enforcement dogs throughout the country. According to the Sheriff's Office, the donation to provide each vest is about $950. The vest is sponsored by Shauna Green of Newcastle, Washington, and is embroidered with the sentiment, "Born to love, trained to serve, loyal always." Chewy is expected to have his vest in the next 8 to 10 weeks. Chewy and his human partner, Deputy Nick Overland, began patrols with the Sheriff's Office Canine Unit in May, joining canines Grizzly, Chica, and Edo. Chewy is a 3-year-old German Shepherd donated to the Canine Unit by a Spokane resident who is also a volunteer with Canine Support Northwest. Vested Interest in Canines has now provided protective vests to all 4 Sheriff's Office canines and Moses Lake Police Canine Chief. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
The Ellensburg Bulldogs may have put on a fireworks show at halftime, but the real show was on the field, as the Othello Huskies rode a wild finish to a victory. The first quarter trudged by without either team scoring. Both defenses flexed their muscles as they held the opposing offense from moving the ball. Finally, about halfway through the second quarter, Othello Stephen Ochoa found the end zone for the first points of the game. Ellensburg marched down the field before the end of the half, but a pair of defensive plays stopped them from scoring. Isaiah Perez made the first splash play, sacking Brady Helgeson for a loss of 10 yards, pulling the Bulldogs out of field goal range. On the next play, it was Efrain Palomares with a big-time deflection to prevent a touchdown. The Huskies' defensive efforts gave them the lead going into halftime, 7-0. Othello attempted to catch the Bulldogs sleeping on the opening kickoff in the second half with a squib kick. Ellensburg didn't fall for the trickery and recovered the fumble. The Bulldogs fought and scraped their way down the field, including converting a 4th and inches situation. But the Huskies' pass rush remained fierce throughout the night. This time, stopping Ellensburg with a big-time sack was Bernabe Garza. The Bulldogs' defense refused to be outdone in their own house and forced Othello's offense into several 3-and-out situations. The Bulldogs found themselves knocking on the door of the end zone late in the third quarter, but were stuffed by the Huskies' defense on 4th down to keep the Bulldogs in the doghouse. In the fourth quarter, the fearless Bulldogs went for it on 4th down again, but defensive efforts in the secondary and by Palomares stopped Ellensburg from scoring. The Huskies got their first down of the half before disaster struck, and the Bulldogs ripped the ball out of Isaac Berrigan's hands, forcing a fumble, which they recovered. The Bulldogs' Brandon Swenson cut and slashed his way through the Huskies' defense before finally scoring Ellensburg's first touchdown of the game. The game was all tied up 7-7 with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left on the clock. The Bulldogs' defense once again suffocated the Husky offense, forcing another 3-and-out. Garza punted the ball away with 2 minutes remaining, but the wind shanked the punt and caused Ellensburg's Spencer Conaway to muff the punt. Othello's Liddell Giles jumped on top of it and recovered the ball, giving the Huskies the ball inside the red zone with less than 2 minutes left. 3 runs later, and it was up to Garza to win the game with his leg. Garza drilled the ball between the uprights, giving Othello the 10-7 victory. Now, Othello's chances of going to the league championship are alive and well. If Ephrata and Ellensburg both win next week, then there will be a 3-way tie, and there will be a play-in to determine who gets to go to the league tournament. Whereas if the Huskies would have lost this game, their season would have been over. The Husky players knew going into this game, if they did their jobs and played their best, that their dream of winning would become a reality. Othello is done with conference play, and will travel to Pullman next week to finish the regular season. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.